So what we can do is we can go to select our image, we go to Layer, Rasterize, Smart Object. Now that'll just do that one layer, but let's do a shortcut and do all the layers. Now once we've done that, we notice that all our little pages in the bottom of the thumbnails there have gone. Now, once we hit delete, there we go, we've just got our rock selected. Now there are a few little rough spots there, and we can clean those up now. So what we can do is we need to press Command D on the Mac, and that will deselect that selection. I can then get and zoom in. We see we've got a few little rough spots here, so I'm going to get my eraser out and start erasing. Now we can change the settings of this eraser as well. How to do that? You can right click and that will bring up the size of the eraser and also how smooth or hard it is. A smoother eraser, so that's 0% hardness, and a bigger one will look like this. So we've got a bigger circle to play with, and as we can see, it's very smooth on the edges. I'm going to hit Command Z to undo that and show you a very hard eraser. As we can see, no feather, no smoothness at all. It's just a very hard selection. So we can do a mix of those, maybe 25%, and I'm just going to go around the edges there and just smooth everything off. I can now scroll across to the other side. I can use the two bars here and here in order to navigate around. You can also use the scrolly wheel on a mouse if you've got one. That's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to select my magnifying tool, going to hit my Alt or Option and zoom out again. And I want this canvas nice and center. So we're starting to look a little surreal, but let's get a bit more crazy. So I've got a Viking dragon head from Scotland. So I'm going to cut that one out as well. Now we can try a different tool for this time. I'm going to try the magic wand tool. And wherever I click, we'll actually sample a selection of similar colors. So once I've made a selection, I can hit delete and we can start deleting around this head. However, sometimes it won't delete all, or it will delete too much, as we can see in here. So what we can do there is actually change the tolerance. So a lower tolerance, say for example 1, which I've just changed, will only select very little, only that specific color. However, if I go up to say 100, it will select a wide range, as you can see there. So I'm going to go for about 15 here, and that's looking pretty good. Now as you can see, it doesn't work all that well when you've got lots of different colors around the object. So I find the magnetic lasso tool to be much more effective. Now I don't have to zoom in, as it's all pretty clear in front of me. And again, you don't have to hold down your mouse, your left click on the mouse, when you are making this selection as well. You just have to click once and drag around the object. Now remember, we need that little circle, as we can see there. Once we click, we have our selection. And again, I'm going to hit Option Shift I. Nope, I've hit the wrong shortcut. Command Shift I. That's the one. Hit delete, and there we go, we've got our head. Now I hit Command D to deselect. I'll move that around, and we're a bit rough around this whole thing here. So I get my eraser out again, and ooh, we've got a pattern on our eraser now. That's interesting. So let's right click again. We'll go and select a standard looking eraser, and still we've got this pattern. So we can get down to the bottom of that later, but for now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the magic eraser tool, and we can see that can delete whole chunks at one time. That may come in handy for you. Now, to do multiple undos, you can't just hit Command Z. As we see, if I keep pressing that, that just undoes and redoes the same thing over and over again. I need to hold down Alt or Option, Command, and then press Z, and that will repeatedly undo steps. Now, we'll go back to our eraser here, and we'll zoom in, and we'll go and change our eraser. So a nice smooth brush there. So what I've done there, I've just selected this smooth looking brush right here. All of these brushes here do different things. We've got wide brushes, narrow brushes, all different kinds of brushes. So I just want a nice circle one, which is this one I've selected here, and I'm just going around and getting rid of any imperfections that I can see, maybe just in there by the teeth. Pretty scary looking head. Alright, pretty happy with that. So I want to resize this. So I'm selecting my magnifying glass again and zooming out, and then I'm going to go to Command T, and then I'm going to hold down Shift and left click on this top square, and I'm actually going to make this happen. So the rock is the same. So the dragon head and the rock look like they're one. Now I want this angling down a bit, so I'm going to move my cursor until I see that sort of corner. There we go. Maybe down a bit more. There we are. Scary looking dragon. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. Now, unfortunately, the colors don't really match here. So we're going to do quite an advanced technique and change the color. So with my dragon head selected, I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and I'm going to go to Levels. Actually, no, let's go to Curves. Now, curves will bring up this, and it looks like something out of your maths class, but not to worry, it's very easy to use. I basically click on this line and start dragging, and that is going to change the color. And if I select another line, it's going to change it again. Now this does need some experimenting, but the general rule of thumb is the lower you go, the darker something is, and the higher you go in this direction, the lighter something goes. So we're playing on the contrast here. Now I'm just going to undo a few of these decisions by hitting auto, and that is going to automatically change the color for us. Now I want this a bit darker. There we go. And now I'm going to change the color itself. I'm going to Image, Adjustments, and I'm going to go to Hue Saturation. Now I've got a few sliders here, and I'm going to slide this one, the hue, until it's sort of started to match the color of my rocks. Not looking good. That's looking good. I can then change how vibrant the color is, and then how light or dark it is. Nice. I'm going to hit OK, and then I want to blend in this here. So I'm going to go to this tool, and we've got a smudge tool, Again, I'm going to right click, bring that up the size. I'm going to start smudging my head down, and I'm also going to combine the two to enable a really nice smudge. So I'm going to select the first layer at the top here, shift select the next one, going to hit Command E, and now I've combined. Now before we do that, let's go back, save our work. Very important to keep saving. And once we've done our save, we're going to keep those settings as is, hit save. We'll go back and combine these two. Remember, Command E. So now, when I start using this tool, it's starting to blend both the rock and our dragon's head together. It looks like another ear or a horn. If I don't like something, Command E. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I want to change the whole direction of this as well. I'm going to move that down. Excellent. So we're getting a bit surreal here. We've got rocks with dragon's head. We still have a pretty plain background. We can work on that as well. Now that's just a quick demonstration there. I hope you enjoyed this, and make sure if you've got any questions, email me. Okay, thanks guys. See you later.